Hey, I'm back, and now I'm going to show you how to paint the sewage silo that we built. Now, first of all, as you can see, I sprayed it. I primed it with black undercoat, Chaos Black, and the colors we're going to be using today are as follows: red gore. You could use blood red as well. Not completely sure. And then scorch brown. Vulcan metal. And last but not least, Kodak gray. So, first of all, you're just gonna coat the tin part, just coat it entirely with your red gore or blood red paint. Just like that. Now you should probably go over that with another layer of red gore. But I'm actually going to use blood red because the color didn't come out as bright as I thought it would. Probably because I sprayed it with Chaos Black. But that's okay. I'll just go over it a bit with blood red to make the color a bit lighter. Okay, now it's covered in a layer of red gore and blood red, but you can do flat blood red. You can do as many layers as you want, as long as you use a red color. Even scab red might work. So, now I'm going to take scorched brown, and just give it another layer of scorched brown. Don't completely cover the red, otherwise it will ruin the rusty effect. Now, while the scorched brown is drying, you could, for the legs, just gonna wanna brush it with Codex Gray. Do a mix between dry brushing and actually painting. Because remember, there are gonna be some cracks, and you don't want to get into the cracks. You want to make it look old and worn. So, if there's a spot of wet paint, don't worry, you can just touch it up later. Okay, now the Codex Gray and the Scorched Brown and all the reds have dried, and it looks a bit like this. I don't know. I'll give you some snapshots later in the video if you can't see it very well. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the tank. Take your Vulcan metal. Okay, now You don't necessarily have to use Vulcan metal. You can also use mithril silver and what was the other one? Chainmail. It just has to be a metal color. Okay, so just get some on your brush, and then you dry brush it on the tank. Everybody knows how to dry brush. To dry brush, just take your brush with some paint on the end, and then just wipe most of it off. Wipe it on like a cloth or a newspaper or something. And then you're just going to dry brush random areas. The worst thing you can do while doing this is apply it too thickly. Just gotta... And if you have corrugated sheets in the tin, just like I do, I've got corrugated over there, you might want to just with the side of your brush, just go over the top of that texture. Creates quite a nice effect. Don't forget to do all different sides of the container. Okay, now that you're done dry brushing bulk gunmetal, now this step I didn't mention in the beginning because I just decided to do it. I think you have two choices for this. You can dry brush a brown color, which is probably the easier choice, or you could go out to your local games workshop and buy flesh wash. This is quite an uncommon paint. It's not a paint, it's an ink. Not to be confused with the Citadel wash. This is an old ink. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but I have an old bottle left around. And you just water it down. Just water it. Get a bit of water on your brush, and then get some of your flesh wash. Don't apply it too thickly, because it does come off pretty thick. And then just go over all the concrete, the Codex gray areas, the spruce, with that paint. And you can also, remember, you can also dry brush any brown color into it. Okay, after all your paint's dried, you just, around all the gashes and around every little bullet hole you made with your clippers, anything like that, any dents, just cover them, cover the flaps, the gaping metal, just paint it bulk gunmetal, or any metallic color. Okay, now this is the very final touch. This is just going to add some character to your model. You get your plastic glue, and then making sure all the paint and everything is dry, you get the plastic glue and just go over a joint or like any part of the model, not the tin, the support, not the tin, and then just with that, sprinkle some grass over it. It's going to look mossy and old. That's good. Add some character to the model. Just add some flock. Modeling flock. And you can do that to a couple of places. Just going to wait for that to dry and maybe make some more. And there you have it. There's that rusted tin thingamabob silo, and as you can see, I've added just the moss, and I think it looks great. I think it looks really worn and weathered out. And there it is.